Hi, I'm Lisha. I'm 17 now, but I want to tell you about something that happened to a girl just like me. Her story changed my heart, and maybe it will touch yours too. She was only 18, still afraid of the dark, still jumping at loud sounds, still a girl in so many ways. But suddenly, she became a bride. Not because she wanted to, because she had no choice. After her mother died, everything changed. Her stepmother married her father. When her father passed away at 16, she became nothing more than a burden. Every day was the same. Clean the house, cook the food, wash the clothes, obey without question. No dreams, no voice, no freedom. On her 18th birthday, her stepmother said those terrible words, "You're getting married." When she tried to speak, to say no, her stepmother cut her off. Be thankful. He's rich. You'll never be hungry. Can you imagine? She didn't even know his name until 2 days before the wedding. She didn't see his face until the night before her own wedding, and she was a stranger to her own life. The wedding night came. The room was spinning from all the noise and heavy perfume. She felt sick, scared, lost. Then he walked in. He locked the door. His eyes were cold, empty. No warmth, no kindness. Just nothing. "Take off your clothes," he said. She froze. Her heart was beating so fast, like a bird trapped in a cage. She sat on the bed, holding herself tight, trying to disappear. The tears wanted to come, but they were stuck inside her throat. He looked at her shaking body and sighed. A long, tired sigh. "I will sleep on the sofa," he said. "But tomorrow, you better behave like a wife." The lights went off. Darkness everywhere. But she couldn't sleep. She stared at the ceiling all night, still wearing her wedding dress, feeling so cold and empty inside. Like someone had stolen her soul. His name was Zen. 29 years old. A businessman. Her stepmother told everyone he wanted a simple village girl. Someone who wouldn't ask questions. Someone who would just obey. That's why he chose her. Days passed like a bad dream. He never touched her. Not the first night. Not the second. Not for a whole week. But he never talked to her either. He came home late, ate his food in silence, and slept on that sofa. Sometimes she caught him looking at her with tired eyes, but never with love. Never with care.
She felt like a ghost in her own life. Invisible. But still, she had to serve him, cook for him, wash his clothes, clean the house, be a wife. But how could she be a wife when she felt like a prisoner? One night, everything changed. She was cleaning the kitchen when a glass slipped from her hands. It crashed on the floor, breaking into pieces. One piece cut her finger deep. Blood started dripping everywhere. She tried to hide it. She was so used to hiding her pain. But he walked in right then. He saw the blood. For the first time, he spoke to her like a real person. "What happened?" he asked. "I broke a glass." "I'm so sorry," she whispered, her hands shaking. He looked at her hands, then at her face. He saw the tears she was fighting to keep inside. "You're hurt," he said. Then something beautiful happened. He gently took her hand and wrapped a soft cloth around it. She looked at him, so confused. Why was he helping her now? Why did he care? "You should be careful," he said softly. "Sit down. I'll clean this up." That moment broke something inside her heart. Not because he was kind, but because it was the first time in years that someone treated her like she mattered, like she was human. The next morning, she found a first aid box on the table. Next to it was a small packet of chocolate and a note. For the girl who bleeds in silence. No name on it, but she knew. It was him. And for the first time in weeks, she smiled. A real smile. One rainy evening, the lights went out. She lit a candle and made tea. He came home completely soaked, looking so tired. She gave him a warm towel and a hot cup of tea. "You didn't have to do that," he said. "I wanted to," she replied. He stared at her for a long time. Then he said something that changed everything. "My mother was like you, quiet, always scared. My father used to beat her. I used to hide under the table and listen to her cry. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. She died when I was 15. My uncle raised me after that. He taught me to be tough, to never let emotions in. That's why I don't know how to be kind sometimes." Tears filled her eyes. "You're not unkind," she whispered. He looked away. "I thought marrying a quiet girl would make things easier. But maybe I was wrong. You don't deserve to be scared." Slowly, things began to change. He started eating breakfast with her. He asked her how her day was. He bought her books because she once told him she loved reading but never had time. He never touched her without asking first. He always knocked before entering her room. He still slept on the sofa, but now it felt different. One night he asked, "Can I sit here?" She nodded. He sat at the edge of the bed. "Are you still scared of me?" he asked. She looked down. "Not as much," she said quietly. He smiled. A real, warm smile. That's a start. 2 months passed. One day she told him everything. About her stepmother. About begging not to marry. About crying the whole wedding night. About feeling like she lost her voice forever. He didn't interrupt. He just listened. Really listened. When she finished, he said, "You didn't lose your voice. It was stolen from you. But I'll help you find it again." One cold night, she got very sick. Fever, coughing, shivering. He stayed by her side all night long. At one point, she woke up crying. Maybe from the fever. Maybe from all those years of holding everything inside. He gently held her. It was the first time he hugged her. Not to demand anything. Not to control her, just to hold her, just to comfort her. 3 months into their marriage, he came into the room, but this time he didn't say, "Take off your clothes." He said, "Can I sit with you?" She nodded. He looked nervous, almost shy. "I love you," he whispered, "but I will never touch you unless you love me too." She stared at him. In that moment, all the fear melted away. All the pain, all the silence, because now she saw him clearly, not as a stranger, not as someone scary, but as a man, a broken man, a healing man, a gentle man. She reached for his hand. "I'm ready," she said, not because someone forced her, but because she wanted to, because she chose to. That night, she gave herself to him, not as a duty, but as a choice. Her choice. Now she's 21. They have a small house with a beautiful garden. She writes books now. She tells stories of girls like her, girls who found their voices again. He still makes her tea every night, and sometimes she still cries, but not from fear anymore, from joy, from healing, from love. Love isn't always easy. Sometimes it comes from the strangest places. Sometimes it grows in the darkest moments. But when it's real, when it's built on respect and choice, it can heal even the deepest wounds. This is her story, This is how fear became love. This is how silence became voice. This is how a forced marriage became a chosen life. Thank you for listening. Remember, every girl deserves to find her voice. Every girl deserves to choose her own love.